All right, so let's say, for example, you want to get to you want to start looking at the pump. All right, let me start from the beginning. Number one, no, if for the I don't have the clean water tank here, but I'm gonna always say it. I'm gonna say it over and over again. Do not put hot water in your tank. Do not put steamy, boiling hot water. Lukewarm is perfectly okay. No hot water inside your clean water tank. You're gonna warp your tank, and you're gonna end up having to buy a new tank. Okay, number one. Periodically, make sure you clean this out. This will affect your suction. Okay, if this gets filled up with lint. Okay, this filter right here. Okay. Not a whole lot you can do with your dirty water tank. Okay, if you see any obstruction, of course you clean that out, right? But there's not a whole lot you can do with this. Just keep it, I mean, it's going to be dirty, right? So let's say keep it clean. It's like, you're going to keep it clean. It's going to be dirty. All right. So let's get to it. Let's start pulling these screws out, and let's try to make your way to the pump. Now, this particular model here don't have the gate at the bottom. This is something that you purchase as is. You know what? Let me see. Don't I have another one here? I should have another one. Let me double check and see if I have another one of these that has the gate. So maybe I'll use that one instead, because I do want to cover the gate, because the gate is an issue for a lot of people. Let me see if we move this out the way. All right, and let's put this one up here. Now, this one is dirt. It's dirty, so you have to forgive me for this one. This one is dirty. This one is dirty. All right. All right. So forgive me for this one. All right. So clean water tank. All right. Make sure that no hot water. Okay. Good. We move that to the side. Okay. Dirty water tank. Not much we can do. It's going to get dirty. All right. You can see this crud right here. See this crud, all this dirt stuff is gonna show up. All right. Let me kind of move this camera. Here we go. This is a little bit better. All right. Clean this out. Okay. But the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get to this gate. Now, you don't necessarily have to take off this front panel to get to the gate, because as you can see, you can get to the two screws right here to open the gate. But because I'm going to go through the whole thing, I'm going to wait until I take this off to get to it. But you don't need to. You can take out the screw here and the screw here, and you can clean this gate out. Actually, you know what? Let me do it. Let me do it, man. All right. Let me do it, folks. Okay. All right. Now, you see right in here? Now, this thing in here can get caked up. All right. And there's a if you look down here, can you see it? No, you can't. You can see it like that. Okay. If you look, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this, because the moment you sit it on the upright, it's gonna push up at this. This is the gate. You see that? Or it could be here that you're pushing up on. Actually, it could be this thing. Okay, but this opens up, so the suction now is funneled through here. Okay, and it goes down to the floor, so you can suck the water up, and then the water comes up. It comes up through here, and it goes into the tray. The suction is generated from here. Okay, and then it transfers over, and it goes down, and it's pulling, and it's now the way it is now. It closed off the floor. It closed off the floor. Okay. Damn. Sorry. It closed off the floor, right? And now the suction is heading towards the hose. Okay. It's heading towards the hose here. All right. So if you're not having suction through your hose, you can check here. You can check the filter. Okay. And also make sure there's no cloggage, like you don't have any gunk inside your hose. It could be something also blocking right here too, this little section. But let me take this apart. just keep watching what I'm doing. I'm just taking the screws off from everywhere, guys. All right. So, you know, maybe I'm not funny and I'm gonna my delivery and all the other stuff. I'll work on that. I just gotta stay in the game, coach. I'll work on all that good stuff. I'll find good content. I'll get there. Okay. But I just gotta get in the game. Stay in the game. Stay active. Okay. As long as I'm active, the creativity can flow. Okay. All right. Take this out. All right. Okay. It's funny that some of you guys are like, you guys can decorate a house. Some of you know how to clean. Some of you know how to cook like no tomorrow. You have creativity. You know, you know. Here we go. All right. So now I'm going to pull this off. This whole section is going to come right off. Actually, you know what? Let me change the visual for the camera. Okay, let me see. Yep. Okay, so I can work. I'll work here, and then I allow my camera to be just a little bit bigger, so you can see it a little better. All right, and then I can just move that there. All right. Fantastic. How's that? Fantastic. Okay. All right. So you know those actors have to stand on the X. This is my X right now. If I do this right, you can see everything I'm doing. Okay. So now I'm going to take this off. Okay. I'm going to take this off. All right. Let's see if I got my stuff right here. All right. Let's see here. Just doing a little check on something else. Okay, good. All right. Find little specs. As I get older, guys, I gotta use some glasses sometimes. All right, we're gonna take these screws out. Now, these are the long screws. The shorter screws are around the body. So when you take these out and you're kind of wondering where the screws go, the long screws are holding this whole thing in, everything here. These are the long screws. And the short screws, put them here next to each other. The short screws are for the panel, for the strips, you know what I'm talking about. The sidings and stuff like that. That's the short screws. All right. Okay. So let's take this out right here. Come on. I need a longer screwdriver for this one. Where is it at? I see it. Let's put this over here for a minute. All right. And get down here. Go on. All right. Let me change this guy out. Okay. All right. Do we have any more? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have to take a screw out from here. Okay. Let me just make sure that's not the case. All right. If so, then because I think if we have to do the switch, if we have to change the power switch, I've never done a video like that. If we have to change the power switch, we have to take this off. All right. Let me see. All right. So right now we don't need to take it off. All right. I may do a power switch video on this one, but it's fairly simple. All right. So here we go. Can you see it? There we go. All right. So we have our suction hose here. This is your tubing, your water tubing here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, this is your auto receiver. All right. And this is your pump. This is something called a rectifier. Okay. And now the rectifier is a very key component in the electrical system. Okay. It's kind of converting the current. So if your vacuum is not running, or if it's running inconsistently, or let's say you got burning smell and stuff like that, then you want to change out this rectifier, okay? And then see if this solves the problem, all right? But when it comes to and if your pump is running hot, maybe, okay, you may have to change this out along, because if you notice, it is connected to your pump. Okay, but most of it is connected to the motor. Okay, all right, two parts of it is connected to the pump, guys. Take a look. See that? So there are times when I have to change the rectifier, okay, along with changing the pump. Every time I change the solenoid, I change the pump. I'm sorry, I change the solenoid. I just switch these out. But there's been a couple of times where I had to also switch out the rectifier. Okay, I've had to also do this. All right, and this is par for look, very basic. If I took out this screw here, let me show you. Took out the screw here. If I need to change this guy, okay, really all you're going to be doing is separating this hose, this tubing, and let's not rip it. Let's just pull this off. Oh, actually, there's a clamp out here, so let me use my little needle nose deal. Okay, you pull your clamp down and get this off. And just take your time with it because it, again, like I said, it will rip. Okay, and it's never ripped on camera with you guys, just slowly, but I have ripped them before. Okay, and then you separate this one and you swap out your solenoid here with a new one, and put everything back together again. Okay, now if you need to do your pump, really all it is at this point, if you look at this point, anyone that can put together some furniture or a kid's toy, you know, if you can just look at one thing after the next, one direction of something after the next, you could do this. Now, you don't have to take this out per se right now. You could take them out together. Like you could take this out down here and take that out and just take the whole thing out. I just wanted you to see that what this is doing here is when the electricity hits this, it's turning this. Okay, and this is doing its work down here. It's turning this couple. It's not that different from the Bissell Revolutions. If those of you follow that video, then its pump system, same thing, has a coupler just like this. Okay, it's just getting that water going, getting that action going. Okay, all right. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. Okay, and if you took these apart, don't feel like, did I do something wrong? No, just put everything back together the way you found them, and also take pictures along the way. Okay, all right. Everything is color coded, so you don't have to feel like you don't have to feel like um do I need to remember where to put stuff? If you have a problem with that, I recommend that you take pictures along the way. Okay, okay. What to look for? Okay, let's open it. Let's open this. If let's say the moment you put your water on, water pours out the bottom of here. Okay, the moment you put the water on, it pours out the bottom. What you have is you may have a broken auto receiver. Okay, that means the water is not even making it to the pump. All right, let me show you. Let's pull this apart. They don't have a clamp on this. All right. Sometimes the bottom of this, you see the seal? There's a seal here. Okay. It kind of looks like heat is what sealed this up. It don't look like it's glue. It looked like heat did it. But anyway, it could be glue, but it looks like heat. Like they melted the plastic on one, like that. All right. This can be replaced. Okay. What you could do with this is just push these tabs in, the tabs, and it comes right out. And you buy the new one and you just snap the new one in. Okay. It just snaps right in. And then you reconnect it to your tubing. Okay. All right. Now, could the problem be lower down? Well, it's possible. All right. Let's see. Like everything is possible, right? Okay. Now, you see this tube here? This is a runoff tube. Okay. That means that if it is a spill, here, that's the reason why that water will just run down this section and spill out onto the floor. Okay, that's the idea of that. It's just going to spill out onto the floor because right below this, it's funny why they put the electrical thing right below the water. It's like, is that a good idea? It's, yeah, man. And there's no rubber seal. Holy cow! You would expect a rubber seal to be right around here, right, to kind of protect because you have anyway. Anyway, um, now it sits in the back. Let me not be too crucial on these guys. They obviously have more brains about engineering than I do, right? So let me not hit them too hard. Um, so this part goes to the back, okay? All right, and this is for the bottom. Let me tilt it over so you can see what I'm referring to. Um, when you hook your machine up to the upright section, this here is the plug that is going to sit on. Okay, this is the auto receiver. Um, for let me see something. Hold on, give me 1 second here. I want to make sure I got my definitions properly here. Um, just the bottom. I'm trying to remember the upright because I don't have it in front of me right now. This is not necessarily an auto receiver, but look at this. Yeah, it's punching water. Come on, Wayne. What are we talking about? All this stuff is up top. I gotta double check this because there's a pump. There's a pump underneath also. There's a pump underneath. There's a pump in the there is a pump in the base, if I'm not mistaken, in the base of the upright. There's a pump. That's what's pumping the water to the floor. So that's a whole different mechanism than what we're doing here. These pumps here are only the portable hose. All of this, except for the motor shears for both of them. This is for the hose. Obviously, the water that you sit on here is going to feed to the bottom, and I'm thinking that's where the water feeds to. It feeds the rest of it through here. Okay, it feeds the rest of it through here. All right, that's where the water is feeding. My apologies for that. Just my brain just kind of took a little nap here for a second on that. Okay, so that's how simple this is so far, guys. Because sometimes if you have, I'm sorry about that. I just have to stick my head here, trying to get this back in here. Uh, Come on, give me a second. You know what I probably should have done. No, you can't do it through there. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to take my time and do it through here. I didn't want to pull it up, but I may have to. Come on. All right, here we go. Got it. I had to pull it up a little bit to get it settled so it can sit in here properly. All right, folks. All right, just want to give you a walkthrough with this here. Let you see what it looks like on the inside. Okay. All right. What else are we talking about here? Okay. So let's put this here. All right. So this is your vent. Okay. Where if you look, air is going to escape through here for the hot air from the motor. Okay. It even has a hole, I guess, just in case there's a water finds its way in that section somewhere. It has a runoff, so the water can just escape. All right. You replace your pump. You put your pump. Let me show you. Let me show you something real quick because I went through the other way just now. All right. When you buy the pump, it comes. Let me lift this up so you can get that. It comes just like this. Okay. Now, if you notice, the tubing from the clean water tank is going to feed to the pump. Okay. It goes into the pump. The pump is doing this little magic spinning thing. It sends the water out to the hose. Okay. And then the water is also going to the solenoid here. Okay. To go down to the floor. Let me show you. Golly. I didn't want to separate too many things here right quick, but let me show you. You see this little tubing right here? Okay. And you see where the water feeds? Okay, good. This is where this was connected to. Okay, you see this right here? When I had it sitting here and it connected to this, okay, the solenoid is giving it a boost to go to the floor, and then you need another boost. Let me just put this screw back in here real quick. Give me a second. Okay, and then it goes there, and it gets another boost from the different pump and solenoid that's in the base. Okay, there's a brush motor in the base. There is of course, you have the electrical connection that's gonna hook up in here in the base. There's a micro switch, so when you recline it, it triggers the brush motor to turn on in the base, and you should find a circuit board in the base also. Okay, so the base should have all those things should be in the base part of the unit. All right, when you want to replace your hose, like sometimes we get cracked hose, all you're really doing is going to separate this, pop this out, slide your new hose in, and make sure you have your separator kind of bracket right here in place. And that's really it. It's not as difficult. Probably the most difficult part, guys, is diagnosing the problem. Like, why is it not spraying? What part of this is causing it not to spray? Um, okay, and that's what you when you come here. I'm trying to give you a walkthrough, but these kind of clinics here are to show you, like, what is this thing supposed to be doing? What's the job of this thing? Because if you know the job, right, then you know what if it's not doing the job. Let's say I'll give you an example. Um, let's say we have our well, we let's say we have our clean water tank on, right? Our clean water tank is on. Okay, hard to keep this thing right now. In my understanding of the way this thing works, the moment the clean water tank is on, okay, water is already flowing in certain parts of this. Not a whole lot. It's because it's going to stop, right? It has a stopper, but water is already flowing. Okay, but it needs a little bit more pressure for that water to zip through going to the hose. All right, and until when this opens up, that's when you're going to have water um, like zipping past this guy to get to the pump. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's test one of these theories out. Okay, you ready? Yeah, you notice the suction tube in here? All right, this is connected. This here is a suction tube. Let me show you. Okay, it's a suction tube here. It sits right here, and it sits right behind this guy here. See this hole? See this hole right here? That hole is sharing the suction from the motor. This motor is generating suction down below at the base here. See that? Okay. And the moment the motor turns on, the suction is going. This tubing is pulling some of that suction. It's being directed this way. Not a whole lot, but enough to start activating. This is really, I mean, honestly, this is really, to me, this is really to keep this part cool. Okay. This to keep this part cool here. This motor that's going to be burning and running. Okay, I think the Bissell 2X have a similar motor setup where the suction here is pulling this. All right, let's turn the machine on, and I want to see who's getting water first for anybody else. All right, give me a second, folks. And it could be the hose. I want to see who's getting water without the pump, I want to see who's getting water without the machine turning on. Give me a second. Let's see who's getting water de facto, right? Here's your pump. Doesn't look like anybody. I think the pump is the only guy. And look at the pump as the only guy, and the pump is really designed to push these guys through. Let's give it a try. Let's take this off. Let's test it. Let's test this theory. All right. Or hypothesis, right? Let's test this. Okay. Let's pull you off a little bit here. Let's test this, folks. Let's see if I'm correct. I know someone is getting water right away. I just want to know who's getting that water. I never went that deep with this to discover, so I might as well do now. I don't get these in a lot. Yes, this one is giving me a tough time. Let's see here. There you go. Let's pull you off. And pull. Great. All right. Let's see if water starts spewing out of here the moment we put the water on. Let's get a feel of this. Yep. I knew somebody's getting water. All right. If somebody's getting water as soon as we put the tank on, and that's the hose. All right, which is the same for the other one. It's the same for the Bissell Revolution. Let me do it again. All right, I'm going to put water on, and I want you to watch this section right here. And the moment I put the water on, the water is going to ooze out. Okay. See that? The water's coming out as soon as the tank sits. Okay. 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 So as soon as the tank sits, the water is oozing out. All right. Let me see something here. Let's put this back together. All right. Water's already coming towards the hose. Okay. See this? All right. So this hose is already getting a drip drop of water the moment the tank sits on the thing. So if let's say for example, you put your tank, you want to diagnose this thing, and you put your tank on here, and no water is coming out through that little section right there, then that means your auto receiver is not receiving the water, or your tank is not giving the water. Okay? And normally it's either because the tank is warped, and you would check to see if you have a flat surface here. Okay? Or if the surface is kind of kind of warped, kind of like a sunken in, like it's sunken in. So this is a good way to indicate whether or not your auto receiver and your tank is doing their job. If the moment you put it on, you can take this little hose off, and then you see water just spewing out. Now, if water is spewing out, but let's say you're not spraying, it's not strong, or you're not getting water to the floor, then water to the floor has to go through the solenoid and the pump. Okay, the pump has to send that water. Now, let me show you what's happening. This water automatically is hooked up to this solenoid here. See the water, it starts and it shears. And it's going to shear the water here, and it's going to come through here. Okay? You see that? But this pump is designed to kind of give it a boost, to kind of zing it out so it can make it to the solenoid and to the floor, and it can make it up the long hose. All right, guys? So there's not much more on this particular topic of spraying that I haven't covered in the past, and I haven't really this is really kind of give you like, what is the job of these things? What are they supposed to be doing? Because replacing them, honestly, is just unscrewing, plugging back in, putting back in, and also understanding, what do I replace? If you're going to replace the pump, replace the solenoid. Okay. If you replace the pump and the solenoid, and something is going on with the function of the pump, okay, where it's like, okay, it's a brand new pump, what the hell, right? Then this thing might be needing to be replaced, the rectifier. Okay. All right. And then when to put it back together again, what you're going to do, you're going to turn this upside down. This cord tubing, it's going to go this way. This is going to go in this way. Okay. All right. Everybody's in its place, nice and snug, like a bug in a rug, right? These are back here. Okay. Make sure this guy's sitting down properly. Oh, guess what I didn't do, guys? My bad. I'm moving too fast. Let me put these guys back in here. Moving too fast. Slow down, Kimo. All right. I grew up. I grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx. Not Brooklyn. Bronx. New York. Not Boston. All these accents from around the country. All these different pizzas. Who has the best pizza? Golly. Who do you think had the best pizza? Someone was describing the Chicago pizza to me, and they said that the Chicago pizza, the sauce is on top. It's a deep dish. I never had one. And it's not, I don't think it's like it's not like oh my God, what do they call that pizza again? Oh my God. It's what do you call the thick pizza? Okay, let me come on, think. You got the garlic knots, you got the slice, you got the calzones, and you got that thick ass pizza, that thick Sicilian. I think it's called a Sicilian pizza. But even the Sicilian pizza in New York has even the Sicilian pizza has cheese on top. So the Chicago pizza with the cheese at the bottom and the sauce on top, I don't know. That's I don't know. I mean, it probably tastes really good. Um, but who do you think has the best pizza, man? Who has the best pizza? You know? Oh my God, what did I just do? I was pulling too hard. Give me a second, folks. This might happen to you too. Only you can prevent forest fires. Okay, I'm gonna have to stuff it. Come on, you could do it. You could do it. You could do it. Come on. Come on. Don't give up. Am I talking to myself? Hey guys, just to let you know, this is how I process things. I kind of talk myself through it. If you ever find yourself in that, if you can try it, try it. It can't hurt you. I talk myself through stuff. Now, I've seen people tie things to this and pull it through. Um, I just didn't do it today, but you can do that too. You can tie, get it deep enough and tie, see if I can pull it now. Like tie something like, golly, what am I talking about? Yeah, I got it. You could tie something to this and pull it through. The problem I was having, guys, is that it was it wasn't fitting over properly. Yeah, it didn't feel right. It feels right now though. All right. It wasn't feeling properly. It didn't sit on this properly. This here's the reason why I did it. Look, it didn't sit on this square properly, and I felt it when I tried to put the thing on there. So that's the reason why I had to try to do this again. So sorry for taking so long, I understand. But hey, at least you know if you run into this problem, you saw me go through it, okay? All right. All right, let's put it back. And the way to talk to yourself back is not, oh man, you're so stupid. Oh my God. I had to tell my kids to stop that, man. They're playing video games and they're like, oh, you suck. Like, whoa, 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 who you talking to like that? And oh my God, it's like, what? It's like, dude, you're definitely not talking to yourself like that, right? You suck, stupid. I was like, oh, no, cut that out. Is that what these video games are doing to you guys? It's supposed to help your hand-eye coordination, all that good stuff. It's help you think fast, think on your feet, problem solve. What the hell? That effect of talking negative to yourself. Holy cow, man. You have enough problem with people talking crap to you. You're gonna talk crap to you? What? I get it if you're trying to motivate yourself to get going. Come on, man, you could do this, Come on, cut it out. But you're stupid, you're dumb, you suck. Holy cow. All right. That is that is not good. It's funny. Uh, Part of our society focus so much on toxic words and words is violent and all this stuff to other people. But really, it's the words you say to yourself that think about it. The last word you hear, I can spend a half hour telling you you're the best thing since sliced bread. Okay? I can tell you, man, you can do it. You're the best in the world. I can tell you that, man, you can solve this problem. You're a smart kid. You're fantastic. And if the last word you hear is, man, you suck, and it's by you, your voice is the lasting voice. And your voice is the most impressionable voice. And your voice is the strongest voice in your head. And if the last voice you hear tells you you can't do it, holy cow, man. I mean, what chance do your coach have? Or what chance do your parents have? Or what chance do anyone have to motivate you to be better and greater? And if the last voice you hear tells you that you can't do it, that you suck. So when you hear me talking through my stuff, it's this a technique I use to problem solve. But I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I have enough of that with no, but she's not negative. So, all right, guys, let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay, okay. So I'm putting this side on first, the side with the clean water tank, and then I'm gonna put this side on because this section needs to slide into here. Okay, so I'm gonna put the side on. Okay, put it back. Okay, all right. Let's fit everything. All right, just like that. Make sure make sure everything clips in because they're like little mini clips. You know. All right, make sure they clip in. There you go. And then when you have it, just put one screw in here and one up top, just to kind of hold it in so you don't lose it again. Ah, okay. Okay, good. And then put one up top here, kind of hold this guy in place, and then we'll work our way around, okay? All right. All right, because you need ones at the bottom. You gotta get this other side here. See this? I gotta snap this guy in. Okay. So we're gonna get these screws here, 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 here. All right. We'll do a different video showing how to change the cord out in case you need to change the cord. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this here. All right, guys. Hopefully, somebody was able to get something from this. And and you know what's funny, guys? If you don't feel the same way I do about that recruiting thing, um, don't use that as a don't hold it against me. No, it's just those are like people's opinions. Just like if somebody voted a certain way. Now, I get voting, man. I think voting's a little weird because it's I don't know, man. It's not just your opinion. It's like you're voting for higher taxes, or. It's like, really? Do you want more taxes, man? You know, I did. So why would you? I guess if it came down to that last vote and your friend is the one that voted for the higher tax, you can say, dude, what the hell, man? But that one, that one vote, don't be too harsh on the folks that you care about because they didn't vote your way. But if it was that one vote and he was that one vote, yeah, it's like, dude, come on. But don't disown your family, because we all get sold differently. You can't, you know what? And I said this before, you can't control. You can control what you listen to. but you really can't control what sells you. You know, you can control whether or not you stop and listen. But if something convinces you, that's not within your control. Now, you can control your next buying decision, like, all right, do I buy now? Do I buy later? But the fact that you were sold on something I don't think is within your control, man. I think all the things that led up to this point, the fact that you were introduced to something as a kid, the fact that you like blue, because I don't know, maybe you saw a lot of blue as a child or whatever. And the fact that, all these things affect what convinces you. But you can't just say, I'm convinced of something that you're not. You can say it, but if you're not sold on something, you know deep down you're not sold on it. Like you don't believe it. You know what I mean? You can't lie to yourself, You can lie to other people, but if you're not convinced, you're just not convinced. And if you're convinced, you're just convinced. And I don't know if you can really hold that against somebody, You know? Some people truly believe that like the Smurfs were the best cartoons ever. You can't convince them that's some people believe, you know, that all the Smurfs magically got here and that Lady Smurf, what's her name? The blonde one. Um, that all those guys were she was just chilling, like baking pie all day. And these cats weren't making moves. It's like, dude, you're the only girl in the whole Smurf village. That's that's nuts. Who thought about that? Who the hell thought about that idea? I didn't think about it as a kid. So yeah, one girl in that village of men. Holy cow. Anyway, stuff adults think about. All right, I'm done. I'm done. You've listened to all my musing and all my rambling. I have one screw left, man. I got one screw left. I'm trying to figure out who on the inside. I forgot. I'm gonna have to go back in and figure out who the screw belongs to. But I got one screw left. All right, all right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Um, I hope it was as good for you as it was for me here. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed chatting with you guys. Let me just transfer over to the screen. I'm getting more comfortable with these lives. Um, you know, don't forget to check out our merch store, by the way. Check out our merch store. Okay. We have some nice shirts that you can check out. Okay. Check out the merch store. Check out my little character here and a couple of little things, some little great Eagles and the No Mulligan. The No Mulligan shirt is zero based. This shirt here. That's really saying that, starting back at zero, if everything was at the beginning of the way I see things, how would I move forward? Zero base, you could do finances with that zero base attitude. Okay. That's all that is. It's like, starting at scratch. And I have to do that when I'm fixing machines. I have to go back to the base of everything. And then, okay, if everything was at the very beginning, how do I build from here? What is this supposed to do going from this point forward? What is it supposed to be doing going from this point forward? And that's what zero base means, right? Starting at zero. Okay, now we're going forward. What is it supposed to be doing? And we can apply that thinking to a lot of things. Okay. So when I kind of zero myself back, I'm going to zero myself out and then I'm going to start again. A lot of my creative process is based on that kind of thinking, zero base. Okay. Anyway, guys, until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you again. All right. Bye.